Hi guys, this is Zilla, and we're back on the public test realm server. And this is the Japanese Tier 8 aircraft carrier, the Shokaku. Shokaku in Japanese means soaring crane. This ship was built in 1941. It was commissioned and it served throughout the war. It was involved in the Battle of Coral Sea, where the United States carriers pounded the daylights out of it, damaged it, and it limped its way back to Japan, barely making it. It was repaired and put back into commission in 1943, and it went into the Marinas, trying to defend the Marinas against the United States fleet, where it threw its aircraft into the battle, and they were all promptly shot down. Very few made it back to the carrier. These were the type Susai, which this thing actually has. Well, no, it doesn't. But it's this type right here, the Susai. All right, and the ship was eventually in the area around the South Pacific, and it was sunk by U.S. submarines in 1944, and went down with over 1,000 men. So, it saw good service, but ultimately, against the United States, there was just no chance whatsoever of this ship ever really doing anything worthwhile after 1942. It just after the Coral Sea, it was done. It didn't take part in the Battle of Midway. It was being repaired. This part of the ship was basically blown off by U.S. submarines, the bow of the ship. So we're going to take it into the co-op battle. The reason I'm going to take it into a co-op battle is no one's playing on randoms. So I could go into a random battle and wait in queue for 6 minutes and be up against bots anyway, because hardly anybody is playing on the public test server. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it in the interest of expedience, I'm going to take it into a co-op battle and face bots there, because Lord knows there's nobody playing on the other end of it, the random end. So we'll just do that, and we'll talk to you when we get. I'm the only human. Again, this is sad, but I'm the only human here on the co-op battle, and since we have 30 something seconds before the battle starts, this plane's okay. Now, the planes you're going to see here, I wasn't quite sure about, but what happened was the Japanese were trying to economize the planes. They knew, well, hell, they knew in 1938 that the Zero was obsolete, and but they went with it because it was successful. It caught the Allies by surprise, but by 1941, they had figured out that, yeah, this isn't going to work. So what they did was they designed and built these planes right here. And they, let me pull up the map first. They went ahead and did that. And it was supposed to be one plane to do everything. And I'm just going to put a zigzag pattern back here and get my carrier moving. Yeah, I found that you really don't want to stay in one place unless you're really secure on these maps. Some of them are rather small for carriers. So I'll bring out the rocket planes first, and this is the Susai, I think. Um,
Airborne.
no, it says it's Q2. So Q-Fu. Anyway. So they had these planes that were one size fits all. It was supposed to be able to do anything, and it said that it was as maneuverable as the Zero, but it still had the shortcomings of other Japanese aircraft and no armor, a poor crew training. They were basically just throwing these poor young men into battle against the United States Air Forces, which had superior planes all the way around, and they just had no chance. This entered service in 1942. I wasn't sure about these planes, and then when I read about them, I was like, really? And actually, these were too big to be flown off the decks of the Shokaku. The other ones were because they had folding wings and whatnot. But these didn't. They were pretty much land based. They didn't go off the decks of the carriers. And what I'm doing, I'm taking an approach here from the side, because you can see he's zerging right down the middle if you look at the mini map. So we're going to turn around there. Now, I haven't been real successful with the rocket planes because of my lag, and it looks like I've got, pretty ferocious lag today, so it doesn't really matter. I can adjust for the lag. It's just a matter of time before I get it down. So I'm going after this battleship, and you can see the flak is pretty significant. I'm going to start a launch here. Now, if I launch here, the rockets should hit there. Yeah. See, you figure it out. If you have a lag problem like me, you'll figure it out. That you launch this place and it'll hit there. So that's what I've been doing. I've been practicing and getting this down so that I can adjust for my lag. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to start there. I'm going to shoot, and it'll hit.
Taking fire. Returning.
Yeah, a little bit short. I misjudged that. Yeah, it would be nice if I didn't have the lag, but nice thing about the Japanese carriers is you get lots of planes in your formations. Wow, that guy's going slow.
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Oh, just barely missed that. Did you see that? I think I grazed some hairs off the sailors on the deck of that ship. And we'll swing it right back around using the mouse.
Approaching target.
That's not going to hit.
Taking fire. Returning.
Yeah, it did. How about that? Okay. And we got one more strike. And we'll go after this. I'm thinking battleship. Nope. They had other ideas, so they shot me down. So those of you who are complaining that carriers get unlimited planes, yeah, do you see what happened to my planes? And that wasn't just suicide on my part. That you're just no. It's not going to happen. So we're going to take these torpedo planes in straight after that battleship right there. Now, those of you who haven't played this mode before, if you look at the planes, look in front of them, you'll see a V. Now, that V is where your torpedoes are going to hit the water. If that V is too close to the ship, then the torpedoes won't arm. And on Japanese planes, you have to give a lot more space for those torpedoes to arm than you do on Americans. Americans, you can practically drop on top of the ship and they'll arm. But the Japanese, you got to stand off a little bit. You can't just drop it right on top of the ship. And there's a yellow area that you'll see that comes up, and that's like the nope, it's not going to arm. So that's your arming range. So I'm going to come down early. I'm going to let that reticle come in, adjust a little bit, and launch. And there are the torpedoes, and they're going to miss probably. But that should demonstrate, how to do that. And miss. But, this is fun. This is fun. I've read the forums, I've read the complaints, and some of you, is logical and measured arguments. And then you have the crowd that's like, well, just remove carriers from the game. Yeah, we heard that before in World of Tanks. We saw that worked out. So notice I'm launching outside of that yellow. I'm not going to let that yellow get to the ship. If the yellow gets to the ship, it's not going to arm, and we got a hit. So, of course, my planes are paying the price for it, So we're going to go over here. We're just going to be everywhere on the map. We're going to go everywhere if we can get there. And complaining that ADA doesn't do any work. Watch my planes melt in the air and tell me that anti-aircraft isn't effective. You read the forums, you see lots of different complaints about how to control the AA and whatnot. That's fine. Well, what do you want? No plane to ever get to any ships? That's not fun for the CV player. And it may be fun for you, but it's not fun for the CV player. You know, and that happens sometimes where you don't even get to the ship, especially if you're going up against a Cleveland or something like that. So I've got dive bombers back up again, or not dive bombers, torpedo bombers, but I'm going to go ahead and take the dive bombers out to show you what they can do. And it's just the same plane, it's just a different configuration. The bombs are actually held inside the plane in a little bomb bay there underneath it. And this is the plane that the Japanese thought, hey, this would be a great thing to have. One size fits all. It could be a fighter, it could be a bomber, it could be a torpedo bomber, and it did operate against U.S. forces in the Marianas, and they were shot down en masse. Mostly because A, the U.S. had planes that were specifically designed to take out the Japanese at that point, and B, the Japanese pilots were poorly trained. They had barely scratched the surface of learning how to fly their planes, and that's what happened at the Great Marianas Turkish Shoot, where we just annihilated these Japanese pilots who were just thrown recklessly in a desperate attempt to stop the United States from invading the Marshall Islands, or the Marianas, I'm sorry. So, while the sailors and soldiers weren't aware, in 1937, the Japanese Admiralty and higher-ups were very well aware that they stood no chance of winning a war against the United States. Their only hope was that the United States would say, well, screw it, and the isolationists would take over. What happened was the attack on Pearl Harbor happened the way it did, and it turned out to be a sneak attack, and that enraged Americans. And any hope at that point of a diplomatic solution to the war was over. So here we're making an approach. Bow on. Here we go. Da 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 da. Down, 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 down. Drop.
Taking fire. Returning to ship.
And there's 2 hits and an over penetration. Okay. So we'll swing it back around. If the mouse will cooperate. And the mouse is cooperating today. So, for the most part anyway. And look, my planes got tore up. They're not, 100. That much I'll say. Can I get this cruiser? We're going to try.
Approaching waypoint reached. We're under attack. Returning.
Nope, didn't quite get him. A little bit of a stretch there, but hey, you gotta, you see your shot, you take your chances, right? So, and again, you look at the anti-aircraft carrier fire. That's acceptable to me. I know it looks bad, but they're getting their shots. They're defending themselves. It's not like they're just innocent victims being preyed upon by the carrier. I'm not doing a significant making a significant difference in this game, really. You look at the score on the top. We've got 2 battleships and me left. And they've got 3 battleships, a cruiser, and a destroyer. So, yeah, I'm not turning the tide of battle, as it were. I'd like to, and in the live game as it is right now, I may be able to, but no. But you can do okay damage, and you just have fun flying around, dude. Seriously. It's like, yee, I'm flying. I'm going to take out that battleship that's picking on ours. Well, I'm going to try to, anyway. Put it that way. Come on. Those magnificent men and their flying machines.
Engaging enemy.
They go uppity up. They go down, down. Here we go. Drop.
We're under attack. Returning to ship.
Maybe. Nope. It didn't hit. If it didn't hit by now, it didn't hit. So we'll swing back around. I'm going to have to use the D key here. Make that turn a little bit sharper. Come on in. And down. Up a little bit too far. Ah,
Returning. We're under attack.
there we go. And that was too close. It didn't arm. It didn't arm. I'm not doing a very good job for you, buddy. I wish I would do better. I'm trying. Ah, he died. If that were a real player, it'd be like, worthless fucking CV. Oh, pardon my language. Worthless CV. Raging in chat.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Returning.
Those will probably miss too. Nope, that one hit. Every time I think we're gonna miss, I hit. Maybe I ought to think. Now watch. Look at this. This is ridiculous. It's sailing backwards. I think they're gonna fix this, but for now, it's just freaking hilarious. Are you kidding me? It's sailing backwards. Oh Lord, wargaming. You so silly. So, we'll bring up torpedo bombers again, since we seem to have good luck with those sometimes. And come on, bank it around, bank it around. All right, there is a battleship right there. And again, wargaming. This A and D key is just stop. Go with all mouse control. Seriously. Even for the speed, you could actually key that to the scroll button on the mouse for the speed increase or decrease. And again, you know that R key, the number 2, I have no use for that whatsoever. I haven't seen any benefit from it. I don't know how it's used or how they need to make a video on how to use that. What situation that would be good for.
Approaching target. Returning. Taking fire.
He could probably split that. I don't think that bot's going to sail right into those torpedoes, but you never know. And we'll try this again.
Taking fire.
We'll try it again.
Engaging enemy. Returning. We're under attack.
So one or two forum posts about catapult fighters. Well, ships having automated catapult fighters to counter the carrier. I could see that. But that would be a cast iron bitch for me. I've gone up against Des Moines and whatnot in this carrier, and the planes just disappear. You like have no chance whatsoever.
Approaching target.
Okay. That one's done. They're not back up yet, so we'll go with dive bombers. Sailing backwards. Oh, God have mercy. What a way to start the new year, right? We're going to start the new year by sailing backwards. That'll confuse them. Yeah, we'll get them that way. Our bot had the cap, and our bot sailed out of the cap. Go figure that one out. I don't know. I just work here. Oh, Lord have mercy.
We're under attack.
More practice for us, right? So, we'll get on this guy's stern, and he's going to turn to the left, and we're going to start our approach.
Approaching target.
And we're going to look straight down at that bomb site, and we're going to miss. No, maybe not. We'll give it a try.
Fire.
Nope.
Returning.
Oh, I'm getting some attention. Up north, north.
Taking fire. Approaching target.
Try the Tor bombers again. They're trying to take our cap. That's what they're doing. I know that cruiser's there. I know he's right there. Yep.
We're under
Come on,
attack.
give him some lead. Come on, mouse. Cooperate, mouse. Okay, we're gonna
Approaching
come in.
target. Returning. We're under attack.
And that's where that captain skill, where the having the faster torpedoes really does benefit you. I missed on that occasion, but it can help. Okay, and that battleship is... See all my things shot down. When ships get together, it's very difficult to get through. So in a live server, I could see the fundamental changes.
Present course.
Maybe in randoms, the potatoes, like me, will get together and stay together in a group so that they can have an effective anti-aircraft defense. Certainly in a situation like a ranked battle or clan war, one would assume that players would do that instinctively after a while with this gameplay active.
We're under attack.
That battleship's sitting still. How about that?
Approaching target. We're under attack. Returning.
I probably just delayed the inevitable there, but it's me against them all. So bring it, bro. Bring it. Nope. Game over. We lose. But it does demonstrate what you can do on a carrier at tier 8. Much better performance for me that time. So I hope this gives you a point of view and lets you see what it can do. That's the Shokaku. The Lexington is very similar, only on the Lexington you have Corsairs and Helldivers. So until next time, you guys be good to each other. Have a great day and a great new year. Bye.